Setting up your meeting for a live. Setting up your meeting for a live. हाँ वशिष्ठ हो गया हो गया Over to you,
Setting
up your meeting for a live.
Should I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Good evening to everyone. And today is a very, very special day for me and for all of you who are with this moment while we are having
Over to you.
total exclusive time. What happens? Should I, Pranjal, what is happening? It is
Nothing,
live or
ma'am.
not?
Live.
No,
hai,
so
live.
you are in. So you mute yourself. Then I will again start. Yes, you mute yourself. Yes. So, good evening, everyone. Today is a very special day for me as well as all of you who are today with us because we have one of the legendary teachers in obstetrics and gynecology of our country, Dr. Pankaj Desai, with us for his exclusive time and heart-to-heart conversation. Today, we invite Dr. Pankaj Desai, and it is a great pleasure to introduce Dr. Pankaj Desai to all of you. Stay together and stay with us for a very, very stimulating, inspiring, and motivation dialogue. So, it is a great pleasure to please stop the slide share so that I can share. Here is Dr. Pankaj Desai, and today it is an auspicious day when we are together. So what is said in Indian philosophy? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. And it is the supreme up of the teacher who awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. These words from Albert Einstein can not be more true than for Dr. Pankaj Desai because in his teaching, in his writing, in his conversation, he creates joy, he creates creativity, and he transmits knowledge. It has been a great journey with Dr. Pankaj Desai, and मैं उनको सादर प्रणाम करती हूँ अपने जीवन में उनके होने के लिए. He has a very religious upbringing, born in a humble religious family, and his beautiful photograph tells that how these supreme nature and the religious places have make an imprint on his character and what Dr. Pankaj Desai we have today. There are photographs at Kedarnath, in the Uttarakhand, for Janeyu Yatra, and his own family guru with his brother. From this journey, this initial journey, he has made a great imprint right from the very young age, has been awarded 7 gold medals, including Obsgyne, Most Outstanding Young Gynecologist Award in 1987, Young Gynecologist Award by Oceania Federation OB-GYN in Bangkok in 1991, and Foxy Tamaskar National Award for Best Work Done in the Infertility. With this, he has gone higher and higher, and he could have his presence, his vibrant, his very emphatic presence in our all wings of the Federation of Obs-Gynae Society of India, that is Foxy. He had International Fellowship Award by ICOG in 2003, awarded Best Published Paper by the Journal Gynae of Obs-Gynae India And he had been the dean of students, much adored, much sought after teacher from Medical College Baroda, and associate professor and unit chief in the SSG Hospital and Medical College. And she is in active practice while he is a consultant OB/GYN specialist at the Janani Maternity Hospital, Baroda. So his all research and his all blogs and his all saying says that it was not easy. He was just telling us that it was worth it. With 61 orations, series, innumerable lectures, moderators, academic honors, more than 107 research paper, best paper prize, books authored, and a lot of chapters to the different textbooks. With this journey, we had the honor for having him as a Foxy president in 2007. And just in 2022, he was honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award by Foxy for the contribution to the subject and to the organization. It was a great day for all of us because wisdom in persona was honored, and we were honored to give honor his honors. He has more than 27 blogs written and read by around 1 lakh people, and we know that his basic and the very, very active interest is obstetrical vasculopathies. He is the most sought after speaker and the writer on the obstetrical vasculopathies from around 2000, when we were actually not at all aware about the vasculopathies, even before advent of the color Doppler, immunology of the pregnancy, preeclampsia, growth retardation, color Doppler, and pregnant pregnancy loss, where he has put his whole heart, hand, and the soul into these research. These are few blogs which he has shared interestingly, and only last year I came to know about this very, very novel concept that the preeclampsia placenta is not victim, it is not a villain, it is a victim. So like the teachers like him stimulate you to know into the intricacies of subject, and they always stimulate you to work harder and harder and deeper and deeper. Beyond these honors, he remains a person of tradition. You can see a lovely photographs in his Gujarati dress with his family from the young age to this age. And beyond this, he is a traveler and an explorer. Traveled so many countries with the being with nature, being with the scientists, being with the professional, being at conferences, because he says science knows no country because knowledge belongs to humanity. He has traveled a lot from abroad to our own country, India, because here it is the country where we are rooted, where we have our origin of philosophy, and we have the philosophy for serving humankind, irrespective of any race, creed, any socio-economic status. And Dr. Pankaj Desai, with the heights of achievement as a professional leader, as a visionary teacher, as a sought-after speaker, he is groundly rooted to his belonging, to his philosophy of this country. And it is a long journey. He has been loved by teachers, and you can see the plaques given by his students so adoringly, and he receiving the Teachers Award and taking it so humbly. And this gesture shows a volume about him, that how we should accept all honors with the humility. He remains a lively person, making every company, every talk very, very happy, joyful, because he is not a teacher but a veteran. And it is hard to beat a person who never gives up. And Dr. Pankaj Desai is perfect example of it. So it has been a long journey. Dr. Pankaj Desai might not be remembering, but in 1999, he was the first person to give me his visiting card, and he came to Gorakhpur twice. And you can see a very young Dr. Pankaj Desai and me also. That was one of the big activity, first of the few big activity at Gorakhpur, and we have come a long way. And he has left a legacy. Me, I can consider I am also his legacy, because he always inspired to be very hardworking, never fearing, and always sticking to the right values in the life. So it is Dr. Pankaj Desai, and with this, we start our conversation. And before we start, I say, Dr. Pankaj Desai, you say few things before I put my few queries and the questions before you.
Thank you so much for having me here. This is a very unprecedented honor for me. I have been interviewed many times, personally on one basis also. But the way you have honored a teacher, it shows your character, it shows your value systems. Value systems, the word does not do justice to the Sanskrit word sanskar. Your sanskar are getting reflected, not me. On a little lighter tone, my wife had told me just before this that you come under severe pressure and you are not comfortable hearing your praises. Take it lightly, get detached. I couldn't. I was feeling, and you must have seen a pressure. I can't handle my praise. I can't handle focus on me. If you want to teach, if I have to teach you or you want to teach me, I will be ready. But when it comes to praise, it becomes very difficult for me to handle. However best, I am sure she must be also watching from her consulting room. And if that be so, she knows. Aisa hi hu main. So thank you very much for this honor. And I consider this as one of the unique opportunities for me to interact and put forward to you some of the ideas and experiences of my life, which brought me here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pankaj. So the point you have left, we will take the thread from the same question, because from the born in a very humble family, very what we can say, the humble background, and you have achieved the highest position in the Foxy, and that is not the end. Actually, you are much more sought after teacher and a speaker. So it is give your message to all the people who says that yes, it is something nepotism, or it is something hierarchy which help you. Your message that how you could break all the barriers and reach at the top of the organization.
Okay, it's a little difficult question, but I will put it in this way. Personality of a person is what the society creates for you. Individuality is what you are actually within. The two are most of the times very different. Dr. Sadhna Gupta's personality and Dr. Sadhna Gupta as an individual are different. Over a period of time, personality changes or dies. I realized this very early in my life and always concentrated on consolidating my individuality. I was very fortunate that I come from a very immensely positive environment, both at home and even at my school, Rosary School, and parents who were extremely positive. My ma used to tell me in Gujarati, which I will translate, Ashakya jevu kai જ નથી, impossible is nothing. Okay. Mother is equivalent to 100 teachers. My parents and my father did not teach much, but the way he lived life, I learned. Both of them came from a humble family. We were a humble family, middle class family. They had a eating house which was very successful. Nearly 200, 300 meters of the road was covered by the queue to eat, to have one lunch or dinner at their eating house. Very hardworking people, both graduates of those days, but dowry system pulled them down and created compulsions to have this business. That is okay. But they saw to it that both their children get super fine education. And not only education, but even right values of life. That really helped me. And that is what she said. My ma used to tell that aiming low is a sin. And she always said that Janani Jan, I will translate it. Janani Janata Bhakta Jan, Kya Data Kya Sur, Naito Reje Vanjani, Mat Guma Vishnur. I am sorry for the use of the word Vanjani. It is not a good word. It actually is not to be used in, but then that is the original proverb. What it means, it tells a mother, oh mother, if you have to give birth to a bhakta, means a man with faith, or a philanthropist, a data, or a very courageous person, a sur, lest remain infertile. Don't waste your power of reproduction. That is what she told us, that don't bring my womb to disgrace. This was the bar which was set by them. And this is the intense positivity and super honesty with which they lived their life. Simple life, but very high thinking life. Besides parents, my elder brother was a great influence. I have only one brother. He is in Australia. He was a great influence, and sages like Swami Vivekananda, or Swami Vivekananda, the right word, and eternal Indian scriptures were of great help to me. I have read them again and again with different commentaries. And that, very important, my Baba said, never wallow in any of your handicaps. मुझे ये नहीं मिला, मुझे वो नहीं मिला, कुछ नहीं. अब आगे. My Baba always used to tell, अब आगे क्या? The next word was, अब आगे क्या? And that was my beacon. That was the light which guided me. And that was my journey. And that put it through. Handicaps came, challenges came, obstructions came. But then these were the beacon lights which were guiding me through, and I still go on. So by and large, I have never felt the handicaps pulling me back in any way because of this attitude and teaching by my parents, my school, my brother, and these eternal Indian value systems. I hope I have answered.
Yes. Dr. Pankaj Desai, it is something, a very, very important thing. All the viewers and all the listeners which will be listening to us on the recording as well, that it is actually what a wonderful thing that personality and the individuality, and what is the crux of all this, that always be true to yourself. And when you are true to yourself and you know the right place, be it a scripture, be it a sages, be it a elderly people, be it a parents and the family, but it is something that what it is always stick to right value or stick to yourself. So nothing to be we can pushed upon it, our personality, because it is the only thing which can lead to the right destination. We will not say even it is a success. It is a right destination at the right place. So with this, the second thing, I will take actually everybody's concern, because when we travel, so many things we meet people. So you have been a teacher in a very, very busy government hospital and having a lot of responsibilities. So many teaching people who are working in public health system and having a lot of responsibility, national programs, teaching, undergraduate, PG teaching, and there is a common thing that because of all this pressure, they could not do the quality research work and they could not go into the intricacies of subject. And your career says that with all the responsibility, you could do the world-class research. And say, I am knowing you since a long time, that you never compromised on any like compromise in the quality of research, quality of talk, quality of your writing. So your message, that how could you make that time adjustment and negotiating through the different people, head, juniors, on this and that. So your
honestly, Sadhnamen, that is why how we Gujaratis address a lady whom we respect. Causality is inborn to humans. What is causality? Trying to find the cause. What caused this? What caused this? Ye kyun hua? Ye kyun hua? Even simple power supply disruption, and you think, ye kyun hua? This causality is inborn to all humans, including those on the road and everyone. Now, but this only drives to all research. A classic example is Pavlov's pouch. This is a typical happening, what we learned in physiology, why this happens and then what, so much it went through. The entire karma theory comes from here, from the concept of causality. Why are certain things happening? What is causing this? Why good people suffer? Okay, why sorry for the use of the word, but rascal, corrupt politician, I'm sorry, people who are a burden on this earth, they don't suffer. That is all causality. You are trying to find the cause. I was always bugged by this question. What caused this? I was not accepting the concept that hota hai yaar, it happens. But does it bother me? That famous word quote, which I tell many times, this is not my circus, not my monkey. ये मुझे कभी touch नहीं करता था. I was always overawed by beautiful things happen, simple, but beautiful things are occurring around me. Very simple things, because I always feel that all miracles happen in silence. Rest all become news headlines. If you want to be in news headlines, you are second class. If you want to generate miracles, and I was seeing them around, I will tell you. You know, first lecture of normal labor as an undergraduate in obstetrics, the simple phenomena of effacement of cervix, that the cervix thins but doesn't go back to what it was, fascinated me. And then the uterus, the same organ, upper segment contracts, the lower segment relaxes. ये क्यों होता है? ये क्यों होता है? And then we go deeper into it. And then we find out the cause is that, oh, there was a disruption in the collagen system. There is a water absorption and the sodium particle move, and therefore effacement occurs. Okay, and the architecture of the muscles in the upper segment and the lower segment is such that when one contracts, the other relaxes. But then why is it that when you give methyl ergometric, both contract? These are simple things which put me in awe. अरे वाह, ये जो wonder जो था ना, the awe, is it ऐसा है? Started making me go deep. And that is where I touch the electrons and protons, their interplay. And I will touch this once again in obstetric vasculopathies. I'm sure you will touch obstetric vascular preeclampsia or something you will touch. And then there was point of no return. Fellowships at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, fellowships at PGI Chandigarh, and fellowships at Institute of Research and Reproduction greatly helped me to hone this research and inquiry skills. I have seen excellent academic environments, standards there. I know why they are at the top. Great talks by great leaders in our subject, not only obstetric, medical science. I will give you one example. I am sure you know Jaiprakash Narayanji, the Maharshi of modern times, like Kalam Sahib, JP as we used to call him. My Baba had tears in his eyes when when JP's news of passing away came. That was his influence in those days. JP had renal failure, and he was attended at Jaslo. That time dialysis and all was new, and his attending physician or nephrologist was Dr. Mani. Dr. Mani had come to Baroda and he had given one lecture. And that lecture proved a touch point for me for my future research, not specifically, but in the depth of his knowledge. In the same way, Dr. Praful Desai, he was probably the Asia-based cancer surgeon and the director of Tata Cancer Hospital. This man's oration at Baroda has touched my life in so much that go deep in a subject. And I must give credit to Dr. R.V. Bhatt. I will tell you why. As you know, sir was the professor and head of our department when I was the student. And sir once in one clinical meeting said, I don't know whether he remembers or not, but he said, you pick up one area. You pick up one area and start going deep. After 5-10 years, you will have enough data to publish. And the happiness which it will, because he was an academician, he is an academician, that happiness which it will generate will be enough to sustain you more and more in this. It will be addictive. That is what I am adding to it. So this causality became addictive for me. And therefore, I went in research and went on publishing.
So it was something, again, a very awesome thing. So what we think now, because God is also, like he's also waiting for us so that we go to his mysteries and go to his destination, because he wants us to explore him and his secret. And what is miracles are silent and miracles are everywhere. So what we think that it is, everything is taken for granted, but everything like doing the simple process of labor, that at what clock this baby is going to deliver and in what way, and it's the simple thing. So it is something amazing. It is just what we said, that the teacher creates awakening, because we are sleeping to all miracles, but miracles are there. And there is some power which actually want that we do hard work so that we can recognize it. So yes, Dr. Pankaj says that I am not very comfortable in listening to my praise. Like God sometimes awaits us that we appreciate his presence and his miracles. And here what we do as a karma yajna, हम अपने ही कर्मों से उसको समर्पित करते हैं, क्योंकि what we say, God one day tells his mystery to you, and that comes out as a research, and that comes out as a clinical practice for benefit of so many people around the world.
Yes.
So this was something, and I say that what the researcher awake in night, what we say, there is a few people say that the people who work, they don't publish, and who publish don't work. But what Dr. Pankaj Desai says, believe in it, that they work twice. They work for the clinical and they awake in night by burning the candle, so they can produce the academic writings and the research. So there is no short way about it. Another question, which is the first point, I never forget that first meeting with you at Lucknow, 1999 AICUG, when I was that was the first meeting as a secretary of Gorakhpur Oxgyney Society, and I was putting so many questions to MCM, and you came to me and gave me a card that you can call me, and you say, be careful of everybody's ego. You may not remember, but I always remember. And at that point, I didn't think that, I thought that I was not creating anything. So what was so particular about you, Dr. Pankaj? We have seen you, right, when you were chairperson, medical disorder committee. At that point also, that was a new subject and you put wonders in it. Important thing as a vice president and as a speaker, what are your tips and secret that how you could connect with the people of so wide age group and so wide in caliber? What are your secret that you could connect so instantly to all sort of diverse people?
Dry lectures with a total or near total disconnect between the speaker and the audience is and was a rule. Always. The speaker is hardly connected to the audience. Even lectures and teaching sessions in medical college were like that. Very boring, many times, most of the times. I always felt that something needs to be done in this. I will not do this way as they are doing. So I was always looking for tools to make things interesting and make my messages sink in the heads of the audience. May whosoever is the audience, maybe my students in college lecture, or maybe my orations where very senior people are sitting, or whatever. In this journey, we had a CME when Dr. Musha Krishna was contesting for the post of president of Foxy. Long back. She involved me in her programs, and there was a psychiatrist in one of the programs whose lecture in her team from Mumbai. He used pictures profusely and made his lectures very interesting. I had found my way. I first think in my mind, make things clear. If read 5, 6, 7 times, then make it simple without losing the truth of it. Because Einstein has said that if you excessively simplify something, you lose the truth. And then make it simple and then use all possible ancillaries to push the message through. Previously, there were only pictures. You know this, when we both were young and we were giving lectures. I used to personally photograph the pictures and take it to the artist, and he used to make slides. Then video technology came. I used to sit for hours together in video studios to get an exact synchrony between my subject matter to be displayed, the moving sequences, and the messages within. For all this, I needed to unleash my creativity. This is very important for me. Creativity, unleashing and creativity is most satisfying for me. I realized that creativity is a powerful tool for my personal happiness. I also realized that if you are ambitious, you are not creative. Please, I am making a little tough statement, but it is a fact. I will explain also. This means that detaching from what the end results will be, creative people create not for any end result. I am honest, very honest about this. Creating a presentation for the sake of presentation and enjoying the creative process was what was driving me and drove me to this. Ambitiousness is a political trait. These many people must attend my lectures. Oh, my conference went very well. Oh, my lecture was appreciated. This is ambitiousness. You have a political trait. Creativity brought me detachment from results, and presentations automatically bloomed to my satisfaction. I still follow the same policy. This week I'm going to Jaipur and keep talking on 2 totally diverse topics. I have put in as much efforts in these lectures as I put years ago, decades ago. I feel that unleashing my creativity to the hilt, completely forgetting the results, how many people are present, how many clap, how many give standing ovation, helped me. I am now studying AI, use of AI for my lectures, and soon it will come. All 3 children are masters in IT. My elder daughter, she of course diversified into OD, and she topped at Tata Institute of Social Sciences, and now is considered an authority in OD. My younger daughter, she is in AI for years. When people were not even knowing what is AI, she was working in AI, and many times she speaks certain things which I pick up. And now AI is becoming an in thing. And to answer about God as to why you said something about God. Ma'am, I am a scientist first, and all humble scientists, and humility is a must for me, because my ma and Baba told me, Vidya Vinayate Shobhitam. And therefore, any humble scientist can never explain anything without the first step, God. And therefore, God is interwoven in what you talk and what you have already talked, Sadhnamen, and what I talk. And I begin my lectures with prayers and all this, Dr. Rohit, but also other dimension, is because of this, that my first step is there. I hope I have answered.
Yes, yes. So very, very like something. One thing is very, very. I think like somehow my thought and the thing is matching. I think I'm a real disciple of you. I have been, because for all, because now the social media and everything, what you say, the first thing in between, that ambitious is not creativity. So this is something what we say. Sometimes I say, someone is like a ambitious, like a killer, because they want to like have something, but it is not synonym to creativity. The things happen to us because when we do something very creative, all positive, all time, then the things happen to us. And this is very, very important message to the all people. I can say from young to old, that like going running after power and the position and the money is not the aim of our life. Our life has been made so that we put more and more creativity and beauty into this world. A few things what he said, that it is a connection between the audience, between the teacher and the disciple, between the speaker and the audience. I still remember few, like when we I was a very active listener. I still remember one of the panel, maybe in a Bengaluru conference. So you are creating that amniotic fluid embolism. At that time, it is around 90% mortality. And you say, look, all the backseaters, you put into research into FE and you are going to have the Nobel Prize. So that was the connectivity. It was not about the statistics. It is not about the technicality. It is what inspiring. Maybe like in 800 or 500 people, 2 or 3 people must have taken something that, yes, we can do. And now we have the amniotic fluid embolism related mortality around 10 to 15%. So you are also part of that reduction because you inspired. So I remember so many things. And what you said, that you said to Dr. Mohit, and you took many names, that how you put pictures. And I also amazed, what a beautiful collection of pictures Dr. Pankaj Desai put, and how he correlates like a totally like a non-technical or natural or something accident to his presentation. It was always like adding to it. It was not never and never incoherent. And that created what you said. You spent hours in the presentation in video, even at this moment, because actually there is no compromise on the quality, and that makes the power. So it is about connectivity. It is about creativity and not being ambitious, because the things will come to you. I don't want to dishearten anybody that things will not come to you. Things will come to you in a more profound way, in a more emphatic way, if you are true to yourself and you are putting 110% to your creativity. So thank you very much. I think all of the audience must have listened to the beautiful music videos and like a selection of the thing which always travels across the life and death and sickness. And it is always a treat to you. So what you said, I think you have answered a little bit, but we just want to elaborate that whenever you start presentation, today also you started your conversation that your ma, baba and family. So like when today's world, when we say either we, like it is something which might be disturbing. Let's be very honest, people are psychopath, people are doing false praises. How you transmit your message to the younger one, that how it is so important to be connected to roots and show the gratitude who have contributed to your life in any way. So your message.
I will, before I go to the message, one point. I am now separating right now in your phase of life, creativity and ambitiousness. There is no shame or anything in accepting, even I also, that we are going for President Fox's post. That is the political part of it. But have you noticed that in this long period of canvassing which we have, so much new things you have brought in academics to the table of people? That today's email on hepatitis, the other day also I told you, so many, and two or three other candidates like you are very much active, like one more, that nobody can take from you. That was your creativity, whatever be the result. But that is your creativity. People, you don't know, as I told you the other in my another previous presentation with you, that somebody from Northeast rang me up to understand what you had written in your article, whether that person votes for you or not. That is the political part of it. That is ambitiousness. But what you wrote and that person read is your creativity. And that is most satisfying. And that is what something which nobody will be able to take from you, or whatever be the result. At the end even of your life, these things are going to remain with you. And that is what is very important. And therefore, I feel myself very rich. And probably that is the reason why I got wonderful people who some of them have joined today. My children, or even Sanjukta or Purvi, the last person I'm going to tell, and my parents and my parents from heaven or here, wherever, and my Dada from Australia in his blessings. But my message is very simple. One thing is very clear: I have no regrets in life. It is very honest. Because, and this is the message I would like to share. The word santosh. Santosh encompasses two words. Just as I told you, value system does not do justice. In the same way, santosh does not have a good English translation. Satisfaction is satiety. No, that is not santosh. Gratitude and appreciation. These two things combine to santosh. And I had this very early in life. Santosh does not drive you to laziness. I'm covering this aspect in my lecture in Rajkot after Jaipur. Santosh drives you to actually work hard, put in the best possible. Okay, but once you achieve it or you don't achieve it, whatever you achieve, gratitude and appreciation for what you got. An equally important thing happened to me in my life. I found a wife who is santoshi. I didn't find, God found for me. Mine is an arranged marriage. I have a very santoshi wife. Lest a spouse, not necessarily a wife, but a spouse who is not santoshi can drive you nuts. All your virtues, value systems go haywire. I have a very santoshi wife, Dr. Meera Desai. We both are very santoshi. Whatever we have got, we are very appreciative about it. We are very happy about it. And whenever we talk with each other, or whenever we talk with our children, we never tell or we never discuss, we could have done this better. Because we know that whatever we have done, we have put in the best. Now, what we have done is fine. And that generates so much joy. You had used the word joy at the commencement of this lecture, of this session. Joy is not happiness. Joy is Swayambhu Anand, which comes from within. It does not, happiness requires an external factor. Whereas joy comes from within. And that has no explanation. It just grips you and shakes you up. That's joy. That's probably God. And this, we always have the joy of living our lives well, because one thing, santosh, we sit down, just to all sit down and enjoy the happiness and joy of santosh once you have put in your best efforts. And that is my only message. The key word is santosh. Thank you. Can you please, yes.
What you say now, actually, I'm taking it to the all OB-GYN because we really want to address many issues. So there are a few points which is concern me a lot. One thing that we don't go to the obstetric gynecology because it is a very taxing branch, and we don't want to do obstetrics because it is a night and day. What you say, this joy, contentment is what is, yes, it is related to life, it is related to creativity, it is related to our profession as well. So I say to sometime what you say, because you are the something which where people will look forward. So when you have a all night awakened and you have say like you done any cesarean or you have handled any obstacle complication, when the things are okay, you feel so good sleep, and what a joy we have, what a contentment we have. Actually, and what you say that this thing cannot be taken away by anyone. It is ours. Nobody can understand it. And to all the OB-GYN, that what Dr. Pankaj Desai say, it is contentment, because anyway, everything will come to you. Money will come to you, fame will come to you, name will come to you. But our focus is not to the outer thing. Our focus is to give the best at that moment, like should like nothing, never and never bothering about our sleep or our finances or something, because that is the thing which actually makes you excellent in your profession, because you are targeting something very different. So what we can say, Eklavya and Arjun were contemporary. But I think that Arjun might having some doubts in Mahabharata, but Eklavya had no doubt and he gave his right thumb to his guru. And it is the something, what joy and what contentment he had in that arrow riding, that he was so complete that he didn't think for a moment that he gave his right thumb to his guru, who actually had not taught actually in a apparent sense. So what you are saying, it's something very different perspective, but it is connected to our day-to-day life, day-to-day our choices in profession. And what the people say, no, there is no quality of life in being obstetrician, there is no quality. So something, what I say, the fire person risk of their life to save us. Army person are having in the glacier and something, and they are risking our lives. And it is not so, like God has not made us to sleep comfortably and eat comfortably. God has made us to a very, very different purpose. So it is something, and with this, because I take that the people are scraping, going away from obstetrician, OB-GYN and obstetrics. Now, your message that India is changing fast. You have seen we have improved a lot. Now that India is a third largest economy, but the people's expectation and our healthcare system is changing. You have adapted so well to the artificial technology, artificial intelligence, what you were saying long ago. So tell your secret that how you change according to time, that easy, it is just like swimming into the river or something which is very known to you. How you adapt to the challenges of today, because AI, what you said, it is our friend or foe, because we will losing our consultation, what it is. So your message to all OB-GYN, that how we see our roles and responsibilities in making India healthy, and not grinning, but not complaining, but adapting to the improvisation of everything, profession, healthcare, and everything. how you could adapt to the new changes so well?
Because I was open to it.
Yes.
This is very simple. Being open to it, we have seen, and right priorities. I am seeing that in so many candidates who are contesting many times for many years. Your priorities are very right. Keep your priorities right. Be open to changes, but don't be the first person to log on to the bandwagon, but don't be the last to adopt the change. And once your priorities are right, I will give you one very simple example. When I took over as the president of Foxy, the maternal mortality of India was 300. Now it is going down even below 100 probably. And we used to say, shame, Sri Lanka is less than us. No, our priority was right, not mine, our organization and obstetricians. We wanted to reduce the maternal mortality. It was not possible by Foxy. Let us face it. Foxy cannot reduce maternal mortality of India, and that doctor, one of the past presidents, said. But Foxy made the right noises in such a way that the government, when it had money, when it has lakhs of crores of GST coming in, it realizes it has already here and is hearing the noise of maternal mortality and diverts its funds in that area for prevention, which may include strengthening of CHC and so many things. So please, in your wisdom, wise people like you, who are brain trusts of this subject, very simple. You fix up your priorities and continue making a noise. For generations together, this will help. And second, what you said regarding people trying to shy away from obstetrics, that also very simple. Fall in love with your subject and what you are doing. It is so easy. Madam, when Lord Tennyson's wife died, he was, there is a custom in England and even probably in parts of Europe and US, where after death in the evening, people come to so-called condole and then drink daru and have food and all that. Lord Tennyson was not found anyway. People were wondering, where is he? He was sitting in his study downstairs in the cellar and writing poetry. And if you actually ask a literature expert, I am not one, but I enjoy poetry. His poetry before his wife's death and after his wife's death completely changed in depth and messages and the beauty of a poem. He was asked why. He said, it's very simple. I had only one love in my life, and that was my wife. But once she went away, my poetry became my love. And therefore you see the beauty. So fall in love with your subject. फिर 3 बजे उठना पड़ा तो भी कोई problem नहीं है. Even now, after 33 years of experience, Meera, Desai, my wife, and most of the times even I, at 3 o'clock we walk down and attend normal deliveries. We enjoy it. Honestly, I am telling you. So fall in love with your work. Right priorities for the organization. Right noises to be made at the right place. And personally, fall in love with what you are doing and see the miracle.
Great. So one is what you say, noise about setting priority, making advocacy, and this is like setting the right priority, and that comes from our experience that what we feel that it is the healthcare system does not become the voice of the riches and only one class of people, because what we see that the sometimes we lose the track of interest of 70 to 80% of people. They want the minimal thing, a compassionate minimum standard care and a simple thing from us. But our mind always think for the 2 or 3 court cases or some bad incidents in throughout the country, and like we become a nagging sort of thing. So very, very important that setting our priorities, because if we give the voice to the people's concern, yes, we want the screening for the unit. We want the quality antenatal care. We want the equal geographical distribution of emergency obstetrical care. So one thing is that we have to be spokesmen. It is not a professional is also something related to politics. We don't have to work for only 1 or 2%. We have to work for the people and then make a noise about it, because that is a advocacy, and then the government have to listen to it. So, and being in love in our profession. So this is something that what we are, what we say sometime, we just, now we had one oration by some very senior Dr. Sahu, who says, because patient, you are my Saraswati because I learned from you, and you are my Lakshmi because I earned from you. So that is the thing that we have to actually retain. What you said, it's so very important nowadays, because we are never peaceful. What we say, doctors are not peaceful. So that it might happen, it might happen, it might happen, and somehow we have to change, and we have to love all the bricks and all the bouquets. It is not, the life is not one-sided story. What you said, we have, because it is love now. It is not a something relationship to enjoy, to have a dosa, or to have to film, or to go to the beaches. It is love, which requires perseverance and patience and all the things about your loved one. Not only gives you always the right good things, it throws tantrums, it becomes moody, and it is what life is. So I think what you message you have given, they are in a different way, and I'm like distilling into the things which can solve our so many problems, and it will give us happiness in our profession and joy, which is actually the final aim of everyone's life, that we have joy. And you have given literally the secrets of joy to all doctors, to all human beings, not only doctors. I say that today's interview is to the doctors' families and doctors' friends and everyone. So we are going to have only 3 or 4 minutes, Dr. Pankaj. You already said that you have no regret, but we will like to have few things that what next you are planning, how busy you are. We think you are the one of the person who always gives message. And one thing what will I say, you create that receptivity. So you don't go for the difficult situation in cesarean section. You give the question, have you been bothered by not able to deliver the baby today? And listen to this. So how you create that receptivity among people, and what are your plans ahead, so that we become in tune to your future and we also walk along you?
Madam, no one likes to get challenged. No one likes to get challenged. So when I throw a question, you are challenged. And if you are not able to give the answer, all the more challenged. Automatically you become receptive. Automatically you want to know. Automatically you want to challenge me, and you want me to lose. You want to win. And that completes my entire panel discussion. And this is the way it is set rolling. Even in clinical meetings, Dr. Purvi will be remembered. I never give answers. But now in panel discussions and all, I always give answers, evidence-based scientific answers afterwards. Once you have challenged, and I go and metaphorically first the microphone in your mouth. Kya aapko kya lagta hai? What would you, and this is what I'm going to do in Jaipur also in first session. Purvi knows I was not giving answers there immediately. The reason being, I wanted them to go home and read. And I knew that once I challenge them, they will go home and read. If you are not challenged, then you say dialectical lecture, you do a verbal diarrhea, and that is all khana khalo, company ne sponsor kiya, chalo ghar chale jaye. And so this is what generated that connect, generates connect instantly. Second is going down to their level, not being some hi-fi. No, as soon as the audience is able to identify with you, they will listen to you much better. And I am not a good orator, madam. I am a good communicator. And this can be said regarding Narendra Modi. He is an excellent communicator. He touches your heart. Winston Churchill was a great orator, but he was not a good communicator. So this skill will be of great help to you. What I am doing now currently, well, I am learning Spanish for last nearly 723 days non-stop. Even when I went to Japan, I went to wherever I've been, Bangladesh and all, every day my learning was going on. On return from a trip recently when my dada had come, that very evening, we came from the flight and went to the operation theater. And once we came out, I sat down and learned my Spanish. So I'm learning Spanish and I'm learning Zumba dance. These days, these two are my extra activities. I'm working on AI, and yes, I am also, my final aim in life would be to see God in flesh and blood as I see you now. If Ma decides yes, मेरी जिंदगी बन गई, ऐसे भी नहीं बनी, ऐसा नहीं है, पर वो अगर हो गया, but unluckily she is making me so much scientific that I am finding her now. She tells, why do you want me to see me in the form of Ma Kali or Ma Shakti or whosoever? She is telling me that in every wave of an ocean or in every cloud, isn't this a form? You have created me in your image, but this is not my image. And whatever I am going to manifest, that is what she is telling me. When I am in silence and when I am in connection with myself, that in whatever form I want to show you, I will show you. You will not decide what you want me to see. But then this small thing will remain, to see her in flesh and blood as I see you now. That is my final secret which I am sharing with you.
And that's why you are learning so many language, dances beyond it, because जाने किस बेच में नारायण मिल जाए, ये जो हम लोगों के भारत में कहा जा सकता है कि सभी से प्रेम से मिलिए, क्योंकि जाने किस बेच में नारायण मिल जाए. It will be in nature, it will be in our patient, and it may be in the tough times also.
Yes.
The tough times also, like tough times, I can say the last comment from you, Dr. Pankaj, when the tough gets going, when we have a very disappointing moment, and when we have a real tough moment, sometimes we say, why it was with me? So how to sail through those times? We can say as a teacher, as our own person whom you will look forward to, how we should have a sail through these tough times in our life.
If you feel afraid, get afraid. If you feel worth crying, cry. Nothing wrong. But only in your family or in your very close circle. I have no friends, ma'am. I have only family. So those who are my friends, whom I have named also, are supposed to be friends, are actually become like my family. So in tough times, tough people hold. That is true. But then, bid your time. God has given you brains. When somebody pushes you, that time you will fall and you will feel, ye kya ho gaya? Then gather yourself up. Show your frustrations and anger only in the family, and that includes the closest circle of friends, some of whom are watching right now. And then come out strong and face it. Face it. Don't escape from the challenges. Victory is yours, 100%. I have gone through it, so I know, because I had to pay the price for the honesty, and you know it. And victory was ours. But then who saw me breaking, who saw me shattering, and who saw me rising like a sphinx was my family. And that is where, because people will laugh when you are crying, and they will not laugh with you. They will be jealous of you. So laugh more and more to make them jealous, but don't lose heart. Don't be afraid. Initial reaction is afraid, then be afraid at that moment, but pick yourself up. And this is playing games. The mind plays big games. It's an involuntary organ. Tell it, yes, you get afraid, no problem. Immediately it will stop. ये ऐसा है, वो कुत्ते पीछे भागते हैं ना, उसको हम मारने जाते हैं और पीछे भागते हैं. अच्छा, you ignore it and they just go away. ये ऐसा है. तो collect yourself. Don't be outside. Don't be afraid. डर लगता है तब अपने close circle में बोलिए. The family provides amazing support. You come out of it, and outside you fight it out. Put up a strong this. डरो नहीं. I tell in my Foxy, our OG group also, डरो नहीं, जाकर के ठोको, जाकर के ठोको. Yeah, that is the message. डर लगता है, आप ह्यूमन है. रोना आता है, आप ह्यूमन है. पर फैमिली में रो लो, फैमिली में डर लो, बाहर जाके लड़ो, देखो कैसे विक्टोरियस बाहर आते.
Thank you. I take it as a last point, and it was something memorable evening. We actually explored much beyond what we expected, and like it is from, we can say it was God to God, or from heart to heart. It was, we can say. Thank you, Dr. Pankaj.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you for your precious
surely
time.
100% honored me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, thank you all the audience for being with us. I think everybody have, after listening, will have few minutes. Don't like go to your work or something. Just imbibe few things and reflect on your soul. What Dr. Pankaj has given out of his all experience. Where is the actually secret? So it is not the something, it was in live, it was nothing, what we say, like his lectures, his interview was something live. And please, like what we say, once upon a time we used to see the classical movie. I don't used to talk anybody, and I used to sleep and like think about. And I wish that all audience please take a pause for at least 10 to 15 minutes, reflect it on your soul, and here are many answers to your very, very intimate questions. So thank you, Dr. Pankaj Desai. We will like maybe some at any other moment of time we will meet again for this. And I am really blessed. Thank you very much.
God bless you. God bless you.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Pankaj has left.
Sir has left, ma'am.
Okay. So nice. So you will send me the link also, na?
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Thanks a lot.
It
Thank you
was
so
good,
much.
na? It was good. So I am also leaving now.